Hey everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Deckin Around Live With. Today we're sitting down with Ben Train, one of the founders behind Unconventional.Fun. For anyone who's not familiar, Unconventional.Fun is an upcoming online magic convention, but not what you would expect for a normal magic convention. This is completely out of the box. It's an 8-bit kind of experience, and I think it's honestly one of the coolest things I've seen in a really long while. We're really excited to have Ben on today, but before we jump into it, everybody, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And ring the bell.
There you go. Good. Ben, what is up, man?
Not too much. Lovely to see you guys. I dressed up for this because I thought it was going to be a more formal event.
There you go. You know what?
I dressed up too, as you can see.
You look like
you guys aren't even wearing pants.
I am wearing pants. That is #1 rule of shows. After everyone's gotten very comfortable in the Zoom environment, #1 rule is always wear pants because you never know when you're going to have to stand up.
I mean, you can wear a dress.
I used to not wear pants because I was like, I don't need to do it. And then I realized that sometimes in the show when I get excited, I like jump up and down. And then someone's like in the chat, they were like, "Is that guy not wearing pants?" And I was like, "Uh-oh."
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
I think that here's the crazy thing. I think if you're a magician and you're like that, and you're kind of jumping around and everything, that can be part of your show.
Oh, you know what? Anytime somebody makes a joke in the chat room about how I bet those guys aren't wearing pants, I will take off my pants and sometimes show them. Not every time. Depends on the audience.
Yeah, you gotta get the feel for the room a little bit there.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys want to talk about? What can I share with you? We got so much to talk about. This convention's going to be wild.
We're already done. We just talked about your clothes. Now it's time to leave.
Well, see you guys later. Thanks for having me.
So I'm actually really excited about this, and I have to. I'll be very honest. You know, when Ben, we first got in touch with Ben, I had no idea what Unconventional.Fun was. He kind of explained a little bit of the background to it, and for the past couple of days since we first talked, I've been checking out the website every day, kind of getting a feel for the experience, seeing what's going to be going on, and it really seems like it's going to be a fun kind of fun adventure for anyone involved, a fun experience for anyone involved. So why don't you give people a little bit of a background about what the show's about and how you guys kind of came up with this idea?
Sure. So I've been doing magic for about 25 years. I love magic. It's been my whole life.
How old are you? 26?
I'm 30. I'm about to turn 35.
Oh, okay.
36. I started when I was like 8 years old, so a little longer, but like I love magic. My whole life has been about magic, and one of my favorite things to do is to go to magic conventions. And if you are watching right now and you've never been to a magic convention, magicians from all over the world potentially come together to hang out and watch lectures, see shows, and also to jam and hang out. And that's where a lot of like the most fun magic happens, in the lobbies and hanging with people. And so in March of this year, of last year, when the pandemic hit, all the conventions shut down. And me and my business partner, Jonah Babins, we were really bummed that we didn't get to go to do our favorite thing in the world. So after a few months of doing virtual shows and trying virtual platforms, we thought, what if we build a virtual magic convention? So we built, and when I say built, I mean we contacted someone who builds video games, and we built a virtual magic convention that was in a virtual convention center. So it's like a video game where you log in, you get a little avatar, you walk around, and you get to participate in lectures, you get to participate in shows, workshops, and when you meet other people at the convention, your camera turns on, your microphone turns on, and you can literally hang out, show people tricks, see them like you're seeing us right now. And so we ran the first one in September. It was Unconventional.Fun #1. We only planned on doing one of them, but when we were done, we had 250 people who came, and we sent out a survey, and 96% of people said, we want another one. So we started building, and for the last 2 months, I've been building with an amazing designer. Nice. And this time we said, let's do something special. Let's build a venue that couldn't and doesn't exist in the real world. So instead of building a virtual convention center, we built a magic themed amusement park. So nice. It's got roller coasters. It's got a lot of surprises I don't want to say right now, just because I want you to experience the world. But you log in, there's tons of different things to see. And now hundreds of magicians are coming, including all-star talent like Aussie Wind, Eric Jones, John Gustafaro, Nathan Colmarsh, Caleb Wiles, Suzanne, and about 30 other incredible magicians. And then the people attending, we're hoping to have about 500 magicians for this one. And they're already coming in from all over the world. We've sold 150 tickets already. So
that's awesome. That's really exciting.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, thinking of an 8-bit type experience, it's really difficult to place what it looks like. So, those of you who haven't been to it yet, it's definitely
it looks a little bit like one of the Pokemon games. Like
It reminded me of like Zelda almost too. Yeah, like that old
Minecraft.
Absolutely
kind of
loved it.
Minecrafty.
Well,
Exactly.
Minecraft is almost a little more like first person-y though, depending on the view you take of it.
Thank you,
But-
Mark.
Thank you, Mark. We appreciate the support, man.
Thanks, buddy.
But yeah, no, 100%. Like it's a very nostalgia-driven feel the second you log in, which I absolutely love about it, and I think that was really cool. And I think the idea that when you come close to people's avatars, like the camera and mics turn on, and you can actually have like interesting conversations as you're traversing this world.
And also on top of that, what we've developed so that it's not just like you're seeing everybody's cameras and screens and mics all at once.
Make sure you wear pants.
Yeah, make sure that's what we're doing. Unless you got nice legs, then do whatever you want. We have custom built these jamming sections. So it's because it's an amusement park, it's like in the food court, and there's all these little tables. And when you sit at a table, you enter a private video chat with the other people at the table. So the people who are sitting at the table, they range from like tables for 2 and 4 people up to like 8 people. You're sitting at the table with people, you can see them, you can hear them, they can see and hear you, but other people walking by can't see and hear. So if you're like, I want to jam on stuff but not share it with everybody, or I don't want to have people coming in and out, like you can have private jams, you can have public, you can do whatever you want. That's
really cool. Yeah. I like how accommodating that is, because it really does bring in that fun part of the convention where you can have those personal interactions, where you can have those large scale interactions, but you're also still getting all of the fun of attending lectures, talking to large groups of people who you don't get to see except for at these conventions.
And that was so important to us when we built it. Initially, we wanted to do a convention and we thought, oh, we'll do it over Zoom or some sort of live stream. But like, you're really limited in how people can interact. If we do a Zoom lecture with 250 people, everybody has to be muted. You can ask questions in the chat, but you can't really engage the same way. Yeah. So until we discovered this platform and until we started building it, there just wasn't anything for it. And the last convention, it was like a real convention, like the one in September, because people hung out till like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning at the tables, trading tricks and jamming. And so we knew we didn't want to do a convention unless we could really get that jamming component. And the first one was good, but this one will be even better.
That's awesome.
Very nice. Very nice. And so,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I think the motivation behind it, I think, is just amazing too, because obviously last year was pretty unexpected. Yeah, and yeah, it was really an unprecedented year. And I think the fact that like Magic conventions really are such a creative outlet for so many magicians, not have that, it almost must have been frustrating to some extent. So to find this this ability to build this outlet really was phenomenal for you guys. I think it's really an exciting kind of adventure you're putting together with it.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the reason I love this kind of stuff and why I fell in love with Magic was the community. I didn't see somebody and I was like, I want to be the next David Copperfield, or I want to become a professional magician. I said, I love this community. I love the way we engage and I love the tricks. I love being a part of it. And like for me now, I'm a professional magician. I run a full-time magic company. Everything I do is magic. Most of my social interactions are magic. And so like when I go to conventions, it's not only a chance for me to learn new stuff and to see old friends and to meet new people, but also truthfully to be inspired. Like I love seeing these young people who are working on really cool magic. I love seeing people who are getting excited to share, and like to not have that means I'm just sitting in my house reading my books, practicing. And while that's fun, it's not the same kind of fun. And so I knew I was missing it. A lot of my friends said they were missing it. So we knew we had to do something. We had to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people right now, are in reading books. They're, watching videos, and they're, trying to create, new routines or whatever, they're doing to keep themselves busy and, just interacting. And I think the fact that you took this to a next level to create an environment for people to really get involved and have a convention, even though we're kind of homebound, So I think it's really cool that you created that.
I think, well, thank you. And I think it's like this live stream, like it's that same idea. We're all looking for ways to connect with other human beings. And we do that by sharing our magic and by connecting with magicians or lay people, whatever the exchange is. But, yeah, we're all looking, whether it's live streaming or running virtual events or putting on free events or taking part in open mic magic shows, whatever it, or publishing new tricks, whatever it is that we can do to connect with other people, I think that's something great. And so we just thought we'd bring this to the table because there didn't seem to be that. And a lot of the magic projects I take on and the things I do stems from, I look and I see there's a hole in the marketplace and I say like, I wish something existed. I'll wait until somebody builds it. I give them time. And if nobody does it, then I'm like, well, then I'll do it. Like if nobody better or more qualified than me does it, then I'll be the one to do it.
Nice. That's a good way to approach it. Yeah, no, it really is. And so now I think a very important question for me with this, obviously this is something that's very close to you because you missed the convention experience. Putting all this together, are you still able to log on and enjoy the convention as well? Or is there a lot of administrative stuff behind the scenes for you to run?
The last time we did it, it was really tricky in terms of like socializing because we are watching all the lectures and events. And if you go to the schedule on the website, www.Unconventional.Fun, you'll see that the schedule is like jammed packed with events.
Yeah.
So it was hard because like, obviously we're watching the events and I'm trying to do it, but because I have a team of people that help us, sometimes Jonah's watching, sometimes our tech team is watching, and then like I'll sneak off and I will jam with people or whatever, or we'll stay up late at night to jam and do things. And this one is different than the first Unconventional. The first one we did, we didn't record any of it. And we sent out a book afterwards of like people's tricks and published materials, which I thought was really cool. It ended up being a fiasco. My fault. I did something wrong with the mailing. Plus there was pandemic delays. So like people out of like 260 people, like 70 people ended up not getting their books and we had to mail out extra copies and it cost like an extra $1,500 out of pocket and other crazy stuff. So like we just didn't want people to be inconvenienced. And what we heard over and over from people was, we wish you had recorded the event so we could have seen things we missed. So this time we're recording it, which means in theory, I might skip one or two of the things and then rewatch them later so I can hang out and jam. But what we've also done is we brought in some of my favorite jammers who are not on the lineup and told them like, just come and hang up. So I don't want to tell you all their names, but like we reached out to about 20 magicians who are like award-winning superstar magicians, published lots of great stuff, and they're just going to be hanging out at the convention jamming. So I'm going to be dropping in. I'm going to be saying hello to everybody. I'm going to be available to do stuff all day long. And if for whatever reason somebody comes to the convention and they're like, yo, I really wanted to show you a trick and I didn't have a chance to do it, I will make sure that I'm available at some point during the convention and afterwards to do all of that jamming. Because again, this is about connecting. So like my hope is that people come to the convention, they see their old friends and they make new friends.
Nice.
And yeah, we have
now, what time does the convention start and end each day?
Good question. It starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday.
Nice.
It runs basically all the way through the evening. We said it goes to like 1 a.m. But like if people want to keep jamming till 2 or 3 a.m., we're not kicking them out of the space. The only thing we've warned people is the next day starts at 9 a.m. and it goes till about 1 a.m., which is a long day. So if you stay up all night on the first night jamming and hanging out, you may be tired for day two. But it's like, it's jam-packed. And again, it's at your house. So like you could turn on the TV, you could turn off your camera for part of it, and you can take a stretch break, do some yoga while you're listening to a panel talk. You can make some food and eat while the event is going on. I mean, take a washroom break and just, watch on your laptop from your toilet, whatever makes you happy. We're not just
C-Dub wants to know, will you have pants on during the convention?
I will have my Roots sweatpants. I bought myself 4 pairs of Roots sweatpants and I just rotate them throughout the day. So
for those of you who don't know what Roots is, it's a company in Canada.
Yeah, and they make super comfy sweatpants.
They're kind of like an Abercrombie.
No, Abercrombie, the CEO of Abercrombie is a monster.
No, but the clothes is like Abercrombie.
It's better quality because the CEO of Abercrombie has hate in his heart, and so his clothes must also have some hate inside.
I'm sure you're right. You're totally right.
CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, if you're watching this, allow people to donate their clothes to homeless shelters. You psychopath. That's right. We'll get into that. I'll get into my social issues later.
Oh my god, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Sounds like a good social issue to me.
No, I listen. That's a social issue we can get
David
behind.
Abercrombie? Is that it? David Abercrombie?
Yeah, who he doesn't want homeless people or ugly people to wear his clothes because he feels it'll hurt the brand. But if you ever see the man, he looks like a troll. He was like a goblin-looking creature. Like,
So
what if he comes in? What if he comes in unconventional fun? What's gonna happen?
yo, I'll tell him the same thing. Eat the rich. Eat the rich. Be a nice person, okay?
So it looks like they actually ousted him in
Yeah.
2017. So
Because
I'm
of the
assuming-
creepy pictures he takes of young kids.
Yeah. So now we have it. There's a new woman there.
Everybody watching this live stream did not know it was going to go off the rails so fast.
Well,
I don't know if they're
fortunately,
used to watching our live streams. Yeah.
Yeah, they know about decking around, so they're okay with it.
We're at 15.
I'm also drinking, so that definitely
That's perfect. I saw you pour the glass, and I was like, "That's a fancy water bottle." I'm pretty sure that's not water.
it is water. It's for our show, or
There
is
you
it? I don't know. It's virtual. I could be getting hammered.
Here's the great thing about it. For everyone who goes to Unconventional Fun, you can get way too drunk after hours. And the great thing is you just curl up in your own bed at the end of the night. That is wonderful. Absolutely
Totally.
wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, if you do it too many times in a row, it might be a problem.
Yeah. But,
You might want to
Drink
see
in
someone.
moderation. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But you decide what that means.
exactly. If you're up till 3 a.m., you have a little bit too much to drink. You're not sleeping in some weird hotel room. You get to curl up in your own bed and bounce back for the next day.
How awesome is this? You can lie in your bed, in your sweatpants, eating takeout food that you got delivered from your favorite restaurant.
Dude, I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna
Like-
stop you right there. You shouldn't be eating in bed.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's why I live alone. That's why I moved out of my parents' house, was so I could eat pad thai in bed without them yelling at me.
Dude, you're not supposed to eat in bed. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
You know, what do you do? What do you miss your mouth? I'm a
Dude.
grown
I don't eat in bed because one of my biggest pet peeves on the planet
It's
is when there's a
crumbs.
fucking crumb in my bed. If there's one crumb in my bed, it doesn't matter if it's like a morsel of salt, if it's a piece of Dorito, like you name it.
Oh, that's amazing. If I'm in the middle of the night, I feel something crunch and I pull it out a Dorito, like that's called bedtime snack.
No, that's called I'm slicing someone's throat. That's what that's called.
Oh my god. Steve, the one thing that'll bring Steve to violence, crumbs in bed.
Oh, dude, trust me.
Steve, if I ever share a bed with you, I noted do not eat in the bed.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's for sure. See, here's the funny. When I first met my girl, there's two things I'm like is like a deal breaker for me.
Snoring.
One, no, I don't care about snoring. I'll sleep.
Steve and I both snore like crazy. When we hung out together in a hotel room, we alternated all night, waking each other up with our snoring.
God, I'd kill you.
And we'll get into the snoring in a second. The first thing is you can't wear shoes in the house,
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
especially on the bed.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
who would?
Dude,
That's
I
just-
think
yeah.
I'll watch TV shows or movies and I'll see people with shoes on the bed and I'll get so pissed. I'll be like,
Crazy.
how?
I have a carpet in my carpets in my house in certain places, and it drives me crazy when like people sit down on like the couch to like put their shoes on. I'm like, yeah,
No.
why did you leave your shoes at the front door and then put them on my carpet? And I'm like,
Dude, I'll be watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and she'll go in her house after like a night of slaying and like lay on the bed with her shoes on. I'll be like, Buffy, you literally just like got vampire blood and goo all over you.
that I feel differently about. I feel like
No.
if I spent the whole night fighting vampires, I might be so tired I can't take my shoes off. Like, I don't live a life that's that hectic. So I don't have the excuse, but I hear you. I agree with that. No crumbs in bed and
No
shoes.
crumbs and no shoes around the house. That's what.
No, that's it. That's pretty much my only. And no snoring. I don't want snoring.
See, I feel like snoring you have to kind of like roll with a little bit because you can't control it necessarily.
Yes, you can. You sleep outside.
I mean, I know you live in Canada, so that's a cold sleeping environment there. Like,
Here's the cool thing. If I'm snoring, it means usually I'm on my back. All you have to do is just tell me to move up and turn over, and I'll be fine.
I went on a road trip to New York with Bill Abbott, and he snores, and we stared at a hotel room in New York. And in the middle of the winter, I decided to sleep in the car because rather than hear snoring, I would rather sleep in the cold.
man,
All right,
earplugs are your best
here's the
friend.
cool thing. Here's the amazing thing is we don't have to worry about any of it during the show because it's all over the
Virtual,
internet.
yeah, Unconventional Fun is all.
And you could just
Yeah.
turn off the video and nobody could see you eating in bed.
Yeah. You just mute yourself. If I hear you snoring, I'll mute you. It's all good.
Yeah. Unless the people you live with snore, you can escape the snoring of other convention goers.
Dude, his last name's Babbins. Anybody who has the last name Babbins has a free snoring ticket.
Does Jonas snore?
Everybody snores.
Oh, his girlfriend says a little bit.
Everybody does.
I don't.
I don't want to get on her bad side, but I'm sure Jonah's girlfriend does.
Jonah's girlfriend, do you snore? Yeah. Jonah, does she snore?
I don't know.
Happy Valentine's Day.
No.
He better say no.
I've never dated anybody who snores, and I know that because we wouldn't have been dating long if they snore. So
That's tough.
that's
man.
my only thing. I don't care anything else about them. Human doesn't even matter. I don't care as long as you don't snore.
Oh, okay.
Can you delete that part where I said I would delete you if you weren't a human, or date you if you weren't a human? I don't want my.
I mean, we'll put a little caveat there. He meant you can stay in the room, like dogs can snore. If you're a pet and in the room, it's more about the sleeping arrangement than the dating.
That's very endearing.
Yeah.
But I let him snore in bed, and then when I'm ready for bed, I kick him out of the room.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we all got it. We all have our pet peeves, right?
Yeah.
But
literally pet peeves, right?
It's true. And if you want to know any other personal things about me, just ask, boys. I'll tell you everything.
No, you can't tell him everything now. It's got to be at the. Got to be at the.
If you want to know more about Ben, you have to come to Unconventional Fun. Find him at a jam table and sit down, or maybe not even at a small jam table, because it seems like Ben is a very sharing individual, and we enjoy that about him.
That is
you
true.
can find him.
1 hour discussion about the things that I like and don't like about sleeping.
Yeah.
So, that's a joke because there's no time for any of my stupidness at the convention because we have 30 people lecturing and doing
Which is going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be crazy.
That's
so
cool.
We tried to bring together all sorts of very diverse people, but again, we sent out feedback from the first convention. We really listened to what people wanted. So we're making sure if you come to this convention, you're going to see performances. We have 3 different shows featuring amazing performers from Penn and Teller School and other great places. We have multiple lectures where they're teaching tricks. We have multiple mini lectures where we have 4 or 5 people teaching magic. We have panel discussions on how you can crush it in 2021 with virtual magic and jamming and surprises. We got something for everyone. I really believe that.
Every time I look at that glass of water, I'm like, okay, is he gonna do a trick with it? I can't tell because normally when somebody has a glass of something, it's off to the right or the left, and when it's right in front of them, they're ready to do a trick.
We do use this glass in the show, but that's for a weird trick, and I need 2 people to do it. It's a weird trick.
Ah, gotcha. Well, you'll have to save it for Unconventional Fun.
If you want to see any of the magic we do in our shows, I'll show you what Unconventional.
I mean, I'm excited for this all around because I think, just looking at the people on the website, again, for anyone who hasn't gone to it, Unconventional.Fun, just type it right into your browser right like that. It'll go right to the site. You'll get to see right on the front page there, Ben dressed up like a clown, which is awesome.
Horrifying. That image is horrifying. And I spoke to Jonah and I was like, should we change that image? And he said, no.
No, it's amazing.
Whatever.
It's absolutely amazing. And honestly, that pushed me from 100% sold on this event to 200%. No question about it. That is an amazing photo.
Get your money. I'll dress up like whatever you guys want. Okay.
I didn't even know he was dressed up.
Dude, it is a solid one. But I'm going to tell you, just looking at the environment you've built around it, I'm excited for this. For anyone who really is even new to Magic and has been wanting to go to a convention and hasn't had the opportunity, I think this is a great opportunity for anyone to get out there and check out a lot of the great magicians they know and respect. Really have an opportunity to kind of have those face-to-face interactions with a lot of people who they haven't met before and get to know new people. But on top of it, like you said, it's a lot of opportunity for old friends to get together and just kind of jam and hash it out and all that fun stuff.
And it's also unlike other conventions, which are in person, where you might be like, oh, I really want to hang out with this person. I don't know where they are. They're hiding. We've built this platform. So you'll see the names of everybody at the convention when they're logged on. There'll be a big thing, a list of people. And if you type their name into the chat, you can literally search for them and it shows you a little pathway appears that literally will take you to that person. So if you're like, yo, where's my friend Chris Mayhew? You type Chris Mayhew and it shows you where he is right now. And you literally can walk and find him, which means if you're like, wow, I loved watching Suzanne in the gala show. I would love to talk to her about performing. Type her name in. You'll find out where she is. You can join the jam session. Same with the Austin Wins or the Adrian Lacroix or the I was going to say millions of people there. I hope it's millions, but maybe that'll crash the site.
I mean, for anyone who hasn't checked out the website now, there's some great headlining names out there you definitely need to check out. I mean, just scrolling through it, I'm super excited. I mean, our boy Spidey's on there, so that's a must for us to see. But let's see who we got here as well. Cody Clark, Nathan Komarsh,
There's
Eric
a lot
Jones.
of people on there.
There are phenomenal names on here.
And people that like some that you may know, like the Aussie Wins, the Eric Jones, the John Gustaferos, the Caleb Wiles. Like there's a lot of the Suzannes, the people who like you may have bought their published work, their DVD sets, seen them on television. But there's also some people that you may not know, like the Harrison Kramers or the Chris Flemings, or the people who are like, you don't know them because all they're doing is kicking butt right now in virtual magic. And so we have like more Mueller, we have people we have rising stars, we have established stars, we have everything. Yep. So,
nice.
If you don't know some of the people on the lineup, that's great news. You're going to become fans. If you do know these people, you get to see them. And these are not pre-recorded segments. These are live shows. These are live lectures, which means there's times for Q&As. You can ask questions. You can participate in these events. Obviously, the recordings are going to be recorded, and that's not live, but the events themselves are. So, yeah, we really hope people come and participate and get the most out of this because it allows you to do things that a lot of the things that we hear about virtual magic, like one of the main complaints that people talk about, and I see it all the time, is they're like, virtual magic isn't a replacement for live magic. I'm like, yeah, obviously the same way like pizza is not a replacement for steak. They're two different things that serve different functions, but they're both awesome. So like,
steak's not awesome, but pizza's awesome. But I get the analogy.
Well, you're not having the right steak. What are you, a vegetarian?
No.
Steve just doesn't really like red meat.
I'm not a huge red meat eater. But anyway, I think the stalking feature is super cool. I think it's rad. I think the fact that it has a path to the person you want to stalk.
And then you can follow them automatically as well.
Totally. Yes. And if they try to run away and hide, and which, by the way, this legit happens.
Get out of here, stalker.
Right? Like, one of the headliners will hang out with three of the other headliners and they go up to their hotel room to jam. And then you're walking around like, where's so-and-so? And everyone's like, I don't know. I haven't seen them. This convention is designed so that doesn't happen.
Which is awesome.
That's hilarious. I like that. You know what we should all do? We should all like get in our own little group, our hangout, and then stalk the same person.
You can do that. It make it super weird. And if they try to run and hide from you, the map will change to show you where they're going. Like there's no hiding.
Oh my God.
Joking. There is a way to do it, but I'm not going to tell you.
There you go.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's for Ben to like hide himself through the crowd while he's running around. Yeah. No, but I think it's absolutely amazing. And I think the idea that, you give this accessibility to so many people in times when we can't all get together. And I know a lot of people are kind of feeling it now because this is the time of year that, Blackpool would normally be happening and all these kind of conventions are really
the session convention.
Exactly. So many conventions are starting to really still be impacted because of the whole COVID situation into 2021. It may be another year before we start to see a lot of in-person events.
Yeah, I think the IBM just announced that their major big convention is being postponed because of COVID, which in some ways is terrible, but in some ways it's great to hear that all these organizers are taking this seriously and are doing what they can to protect their clients and their members. It's very difficult. We were in, again, I'm a full-time professional magician. In March, I lost all of my shows canceled. I had to refund tens of thousands of dollars in ticket sales for upcoming events. We had rented 2 theaters that were 350 plus seat theaters. Both of those events are postponed. It's very difficult, but it's what we have to do. And as difficult as it is, it's wonderful to see the way that people have adapted and pivoted so that we can continue sharing and engaging in a safe and healthy way. So.
No doubt. And again, I think this, if nothing else, this convention is going to highlight just how much virtual magic really is a thing that's here to stay. I think, we've seen a lot of magicians who were hesitant at first to get into virtual magic, really embrace and fall in love with it. I think it's going to be something where we really allow magicians to transcend borders a lot easier now, which I think is exciting. But hey, I think this whole idea of a virtual convention as well allows people who previously may not have been able to attend a lot of these conventions due to geographic and monetary restrictions finally get into this convention kind of atmosphere and really be able to enjoy and appreciate the magic community as much as they should be able to.
Yeah.
And I think that's... sorry, Steve. Go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and I totally agree. And actually, it's funny you say that because Jonah got a message today from someone who was a little bit confused because they were like, "I listened to your podcast, Jonah, and your webinars, and you talk about like high price points for your events, but how come this one's $50 when it's 2 days of other stuff?" And it's like our goal. The truth is, like, people have asked us, like, do we make money off it? Yes. Like, our hope is we make some money, but the amount of money we made off the last convention was less than we made off one virtual show. So, like, we spend months planning it, building it, and putting all this work into it. We could have just done one virtual show.
Yeah.
The goal is, like, can we put this event together? What's the lowest price point we can do it where we can still, pay the talents and put together this world and pay the designers and be able to do it, and also not destroy people's wallets when we're all dealing with like economic crises and things. So for me to go to any convention in the US, the average cost is like between $1,000 to $1,500 because like the convention's $250 usually. That's in American prices. And then I have to get a hotel. Then I have to travel down there, whether that's by driving for like 8 hours and paying for gas or buying a plane ticket. Then I also have to pay for all my food while I'm there. Like there's so many things that stack up. And next thing you know, it's like $1,000. And that's not a knock against conventions. That is an amazing experience. And I hope everyone in their life has the opportunity to go to a convention. But yeah, we thought if we could do this one, get the price point as low as possible, make sure everyone who can come and hang out. We want this one to have 500 people. And I would rather have the convention cost be $50 and have 500 people there than be it like 250 people there at $100. Even though if we did that, it would make us more money because we have to pay per person who's there and all these other things. So like, the more people that come, the more it costs us. But like, we want this to be packed. We want there to be that convention energy where like you are nonstop bumping into crazy cool people and having fun. So
nice.
Now, how big are these rooms? Now you're gonna have like everybody has a little icon, right?
It's packed. It'll be like that. Like we're having the first convention we built had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms, and this one is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms. So it'll be bigger. The rooms are much bigger. There's more interactive stuff. There's more dealer booths. That's right. We have a digital dealers room. We have an attraction area where there's a bunch of surprise stuff. We have a midway. We have a jamming area in the food court. We have a theater. We have like lots of crazy stuff. So,
you guys gonna be showing movies?
We actually were going to, but we decided not to be. But when we say theater, we mean like the theater where the events are going to happen. But we were thinking of building a space that would show like old footage of magicians. So like, it would be cool if you could watch like Cardini and Vernon, and we were going to get all this rare footage. And then we started really thinking about like, what do we want this convention experience to be? And we don't want people just hanging out watching old footage of recorded people that they could have seen somewhere else. Or we want them hanging out with other people. We want them jamming. We want them connecting. And so we decided to scrap that idea. And so, did my battery just die? Oh, it's not. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Dude, I love the face that he had when it was sitting there.
The face there was perfect.
Was
but like, I definitely think, this is going to be an interesting event no matter what. Like, I think the amount of people who are going to be there is phenomenal. For anyone who hasn't checked out the website yet, do so. It will be linked down below. But the headliners they have on there are exciting. I think for anyone who hasn't been to a Magic convention, you could do, this is a phenomenal one for your first time. So and we'll be trying to tune in as much as we can to check this thing out because I'm excited to see a lot of the people there, and a lot of the people there, that was a quick turnaround there.
Welcome back, and it's totally straight on. It's a different camera. Oh no, it isn't.
It's the same camera.
No, I know. Now the cool thing, that's fine. They're all right. They're all right. See, the cool thing about it as well is the fact that a lot of people get social anxiety, and you can be in your house, and if you feel, anxious and overwhelmed, you can just kind of step away, whereas if you're in kind of that setting, it's really difficult to separate yourself.
I will say one of the notes we heard from people from the first convention is that they did love the fact that they could mingle and do stuff with their cameras off and their microphones off, so if you want to limit your participation and stuff, you can. But I really want to stress this. If you are someone who's like, I'm going to come to this convention. I don't really know anybody. Like, I'm not just going to walk up to like Aussie Wind and start trying to talk with him. Wrong. They are there for you to do that. And I promise you when I say this is why they're coming to this convention is they want to hang out with people. If you're a fan of somebody's work, talk to them. If you have a trick that you're like, I've been working on this, it's not very good, but I want show it to people because we're all there because we want to see magic and we want to jam. Either people are going to go, wow, that was amazing. Can you teach it to me? Or they're going to say, wow, that was amazing. That's really good. Or they're going to say, wow, that was great. Can I give you some ideas? Like,
or they're going to say that's totally trash. This is how you should do it.
Yeah. Or they say, listen, if there's someone who doesn't know how to give good constructive criticism, they'll say it's crap, but here's how to fix it. No matter what happens,
you're getting feedback.
We've also asked, like, again, I've asked my favorite people in the world to come hang out at this convention. Specifically so, I asked you guys to come hang out.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
We're coming to hang out. Don't
we'll be there.
We'll be there. Yes. I've already put it down on my calendar. We're ready to go.
Yeah. You see the Tony Changs there, the Chris Mayhews there, the Robbie Morelands, the Nathan Comarshes, so there's so many people, the Robbie Morelands, the Doug Cons, the Mark D'Souza's, and I could just keep listing names and names. Like they're there to hang out. Yeah. You know, if you're sitting at a table and you're like, oh man, there's 6 people at this table already and I don't want to join because I feel nervous. Wrong, join. They're going to love it. That's it. Yeah. I promise.
Yeah. You don't have to say anything. Just join and listen.
Yeah. Yeah. And feel free to say stuff if you want to.
Yeah.
We're there to listen too.
Yeah. Tell me you have no pants on. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nice legs.
That's a great way to start a conversation. Just walk in and be like, hey guys, I have no pants on. Just to let you know.
Okay. That's okay. I mean, hey, that's the fun part about online breaking the ice. You can always go to that next level. If you walk up into a convention in person and you have no pants on, you're probably not getting through the door. So
that is true. That is, well,
I mean, I guess it depends on who it is.
Yeah.
And which convention.
Walk into a convention with no pants on before.
Who?
Eric LeClaire.
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect him and Bo to walk in with no pants on and
exactly
be accepted. Yeah.
We still got to figure out a way to get Bo to conventions in like a mobile bathtub.
Well, so you know, from what I understand, Bo is going to be at the convention, and so is Xavier Spade. There's another awesome.
All right.
He's all right. Spade's all right.
We love X.
His magic is okay. His video is okay, but his hugging is world class.
Dude, I'm just excited for his kissing. I don't care.
I've heard he's a good kisser.
Except when he has that hook thing in his mouth. I don't know what that is.
I know. Yeah, he just moves it over. He moves it over to the left or the right.
Oh my God.
It's kind of like when you have gum in your mouth, you know, you just know how to tuck it.
Years ago, I was at a convention and David Williamson was there. And for a photo, he gave somebody a kiss on the cheek. And the person was, so he kissed them and then he like stood looking at the photo like this. But what he did, and this is so gross, is this is a true story. And David, if you want to refute this, too bad. It's real. And I was there. He had gum in his mouth. And when he kissed the person, he left the gum on their cheek. But the person didn't want to wipe off their face because they thought he just gave them a slobbery kiss. So they stood there like an idiot getting photo with this big, gross wad of gum on their face.
Oh, that's so good.
Williamson left. He went to wipe. He's like, what the hell is
that's so good.
Can't do that because of COVID now, but enjoy. That's a story.
Yeah, that's pre-COVID behavior.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is and you know what? Sadly, that is one thing you will miss from the convention, but hopefully you'll still get all of the other fun antics that don't require physical contact.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And Ben, anything you want to tell the people who are maybe on the fence about it or that you think is like, what's your most exciting part about this whole thing?
I mean, I built this to be my dream convention. So I mean that sincerely when I say like, I reached out to people whose work I loved. I love watching Eric Jones. I love watching Aussie Wind. I love watching Suzanne. I love watching Adrian Lacroix. I love watching these people. I want to learn their stuff. I also put together shows that are like, I've been to gala shows before where I was like, these people suck. And I'm like, why are they on the lineup? And I put together a show that I think is going to be amazing. Like I am legitimately, that's why I was saying like, it's kind of a struggle for me to be around jamming all day because like there were so many lineups that I don't want to miss. Like we asked Aussie Wind, you know, think about how cool this is. Aussie is not just doing a formal lecture. He is doing problem solving with people's problems that they've submitted in advance. So
that's awesome.
If you have a magic trick that you're working on and you've hit a roadblock, you get one of the most creative minds in magic, someone who helps David Blaine create magic there to help you fix your magic. We have Paul Behill there, not just to teach you some of his magic, but to answer questions about how he builds and creates his magic. If you are someone who wants to learn virtual magic, we have that. And as you know, I've also built it in a really fun space. I've tried to put together jamming in such a way that people can participate. Like I've tried to build a perfect convention. And do I wish it could be happening in person in real life? Yes. But if it was, it might be a $400 convention to attend, and it would have to exist not in a virtual magic themed amusement park. And like there's
and you wouldn't have the stock of capabilities.
You wouldn't have the stock of capabilities, and you may not be able to stock the same people because we may have reached out to a lot of these great people and they're like, sorry, I'm busy, or sorry, I can't come to this, you know. So there was limitations and other stuff. So like if you're on the fence for it, like it's hard for me to answer it because I really honestly believe it's a very reasonable price point. What we're doing is super cool and amazing. So like if you love magic, if you look at the lineup and you're like, this looks great, like there shouldn't be anything for you to be on the fence in. Like this should be a no-brainer. And if anybody has any questions or if they're hesitant, you can message me on Instagram. We're on there as Unconventional.Fun, or you can message me personally at Train.Ben, or you can message me through my company, Toronto Magic Company. Like there's a lot of ways to get in touch. So if you're on the fence and you're like, hey, I'm not sure if this is for me, shoot me a message and whatever you want to know. But like, yeah, I think this is going to be sick. I am, you know, again, 96% of the people who came to the first one were like, do this again. It was so much fun. So like, we've tried to step it up. We've tried to fix some of the technical things we had from the first one, make everything better. So my hope is 99% of people who come are going to be like, that was the most fun experience I've had in a long time. So
we look forward to it. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely. I know I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a blast. And anyone who is out there who really is on the fence, bite the bullet, jump on in on it. This is going to be a once in a lifetime experience. B, you can't beat the experience you're getting for that $50 price point.
And we're going to be there. So
and yeah,
if you want to come stalk Tyler, come join me and we can all stalk him.
Oh my God. Yay. Well, no, it'll be a fun time for sure, because you know what? You can come stalk me because I'll be stalking Steve. So it's just going to be a circle.
Yeah.
It'll be a stalking session.
I know you guys, this is the Deckin Around crew, so I know you guys are card lovers, and a lot of people coming to this convention. While we have also put together a lot of people who are going to be doing some non-card stuff. There's going to be a lot of card magic here, and a lot of people teaching really cool stuff. So if you're a fan of like Adrian Lacroix and the virtual magic stuff, he is like cutting edge magic that he's creating that he's going to teach you. And like the same thing, if you want to learn great coin magic, there's going to be great coin magicians there. There's going to be great like stand-up performers, but like there's going to be a lot of card jamming. So if you're watching this live stream and you are a fan of cards and card collecting and other stuff, I'm going to be rocking my Fontaines. I'm going to be playing with my cool cards. There's going to be people trading cards. There's going to be people selling cards. There's going to be people doing card tricks. There's going to be like, there are people there who are looking for talent to help like release their projects through different mediums and other stuff. So like, it's like a real convention. It's going to be amazing.
No, I think that's really cool. And I think that the idea though, too, that like, you know, even just mentioning all the stuff you can learn at it at that $50 price point, I can't get out of my head how great of a deal that is, because you look at a lot of the downloads that are out now to learn one trick or one routine, you're paying $10 minimum.
15.
You know, yeah. And a lot of them 10 to 15, sometimes even more just for an instant download. The chance that you're going to get to learn so much more over those 2 days for $50 is just an absolute steal.
Yeah, Rambo asked when is it, and it's February 27th and 28th, Rambo.
Yep, and we will drop that in the description in the comments.
This is how you know I'm not good at business, and I just truly love the magic stuff. I forgot to mention the dates. Yeah, it's February 27th and 28th. I'm just pumped to hang out with these people. Like, I literally wrote to all these people because I was like, it is killing me that a year has gone by and I haven't been able to see these people and engage with them. And I'm pumped. And I also, in the form, I think in the form when you sign up, and I may be wrong about this, but if this is not in the form when you sign up, we will be sending a message to all attendees asking them things like, do you have a magic trick that you want to show me and Jonah? And if so, like, we'll find you so you can jam with us. Do you have a question?
I have a magic trick I want to show you.
Then you'll get to fill that in the form. And let's see it. Hey, that's pretty good. I used to do that. This is so weird. I used to do a cards across where I would say the cards were going up my sleeves. I don't know the angle from here, but you'd say like, and you have the sleeve up here and you go like, watch, it goes across and up the sleeve. And then you'd be like, and you like pull it out of your sleeve like that. So like, if you just do any snap change, it looks like it comes out of your sleeve when you pull it out. So like,
That's
gift
cool.
cards. I don't know if that looked on camera, but in real life, it
Look
cool.
wonderful.
I know, it's true.
Show us the tutorial. Show us the tutorial.
And for anyone who really is just, again, on the fence or wants more information, if you look on the bottom of the screen right now, you will see the link to the site where you can get all of the details for Unconventional Fun 2 Magicland. I'm excited to see what the amusement park's going to look like. I think it's going to be amazing.
I'm excited to stalk people
Steve
and see music, of course.
I may be the first person
magic.
to ever get kicked out of an
That what Steve's excited about is not wearing pants and stalking people.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows who's now worried, I have the ability to ban and block people. So if Steve's too creepy, don't worry, we'll boot him. Okay.
I'm the least creepiest person you need to worry about. Trust me.
Oh my God. I feel like Steve may be the first person ejected from a virtual magic convention now.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Nah, we'll
I'll be
fine
well
then.
behaved. I promise.
Yes.
Maybe other than stalking Tyler, I won't stalk anybody else.
And that's fine. I'm used to it at this point. But guys, we are super excited for this convention. If you are not excited yet, I don't know what live stream you've been watching this entire time. But in that case, you should go watch the replay and start getting excited. Make sure to check out Unconventional.Fun for all the information. The convention is February 27th and 28th. Like Ben mentioned, it kicks off at 6 p.m. on the 27th. And again, $50, that's a steal for not having to leave the comfort of your own home, meeting some of the world's best magicians, and literally learning amazing magic for $50. Like, can't go wrong.
You're right. Hold on. Jonah, we need to raise the price. We're stupid.
Well, in that case, guys, you better get on there quick and buy your tickets before that price goes up.
Quick, right now, Unconventional.Fun. Everybody, thank you very much. Ben, you're a rock star. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring my tricks to you.
Live stream to pick your brain more at some point. So thanks so much, everybody.
Peace.
I would love that. Thank you, guys. I'll see you all at Unconventional.Fun.